Hey guys, this is an episode of the Jiggee Jon Show, which is the restricted movement version. So as you can see, I'm here at home, bored out of my ears. But I've just done something really special and you're going to enjoy it together with me, where I got together some amazing folks from the industry, all of us who are in the gig economy, and we shared our heart from our respective homes online. So watch this episode, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Quite a few heavyweights tuning in, and I don't mean heavyweights physically, although Silas looks like he's gained some weight since I last saw him. Okay, so just to introduce everyone, we've got Nadia here, we've got Jason Leong, we have Silas from Kuching, Gerard from Singapore, Vishal from Singapore, Prabha from PJ, I guess, or KL, Hartamas, and me here in PJ as well. And I think we're all affected by what's going on, and we're all gig economy wage earners, so to speak, unless any of us here have other side hustles where we earn a paycheck from doing nothing. So I think we're all truly affected. And I think the one guy I've seen the most vocal about this is you, Gerard. You've been very vocal about it. Because it hit Singapore first, right? We in Malaysia were nicely ha-ha, shaking legs all, la-di-da, everything was hunky-dory. And then boom, by which time your government had already, just pretty much started putting things in motion, whereas here we're still hee ha ha So who wants to weigh in first? Who's feeling it now on day 2? Is it day 2 or day 3?
Day 2, right?
Today is day 3 of the lockdown.
Day 3.
Wednesday started, right? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
So this is day 3. So us Malaysians are calling it a lockdown. In reality, it's just restricted movement. Who's feeling it the most? Nadia, what's your take on this so far?
I think so far I know you mentioned earlier that like reality has sort of just hit. This morning I woke up with that feeling, but the first thing I did was just go into my normal day routine. And honestly, I think if you have a routine at home already anyway, it makes a huge difference. Obviously financially, I think we're all feeling it, but in terms of my day to day, it's actually okay. I'm actually enjoying this home time. I don't know how I'll feel like in 2 weeks' time, but at the moment, it's okay.
Silas, what about Kuching, man? How's things? How are you coping with this?
Maybe I should share what my friends are coping. I've got a lot of friends who are freelancers, and they're really hit hard, especially MCs and photographers as well. All the gigs are cancelled, weddings are cancelled, dinners are cancelled, launches are cancelled. Where I stand, I think we're pretty blessed that we managed to sort out some of our deals a lot earlier. So we actually had planned for my company to have leave on April and May, 2 months holiday. So Chun kena this, so it's part of our holiday plan now.
Jason, what about you? What's your thoughts on how is this affecting you so far?
Well, definitely gigs have all been cancelled for March and April. And I foresee that in the future, all the gigs will slowly trickle back in, but it won't be as pre-COVID-19. But I'm kind of lucky in the sense that I don't have a company like some of you guys here. So I don't have a lot of overheads for now. And I think I've saved up enough just to sustain myself for next few months, assuming I have zero income. So I'm lucky in that way. Yeah, it's the Chinese genes, you save a lot of money.
But
he's also a doctor, right?
Sorry?
You're also a doctor, right? So you...
Actually, I stopped working as a doctor for almost 7 years already.
It's time to get back in, man.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of it because if the lockdown extends, I may consider either volunteering or go back to work in some capacity, not because of the money per se, but because of the boredom. I cannot stand being locked down for so long, and at least being a doctor, it's part of essential services, so you can still work. I am considering that because I cannot stay in the house for so long. This day 3 already, and I want to kill people.
But Jason, if you have not practiced for 7 years, or at least not to say you're not practiced, you've left the professional, the legal part of it. Is that going to affect you if you choose to go back?
Yeah, well, I mean, if I do go back, I think I have to apply for the annual practicing certificate. There are some documentation that I have to do. But if I go back, so it'll be at the position which I left 7 years ago, which is just like a medical officer.
Understand.
But yeah, but for the, I don't know. I mean, I'm weighing the options because I would rather go out and be useful rather than just stay at home and do nothing. You know, I'm thinking lah. So
Yeah.
having
So I think there's one guy here who's affected by this a lot, because this guy sees a lot of people on a daily basis. Prabha, you as a trainer, you train people, you go to their homes, you go to gyms, they come, you pretty much move all across the Klang Valley. How's this affecting you?
Yeah, financially I'm affected the most, but luckily I've managed to save up a little bit and sort out all the important bills at the beginning of the month. So in terms of surviving for this month, it's not an issue. I've also luckily invested in some agriculture projects. So that should give me income by May. So if anything, I'll just have to hold it out till April. So I think this whole situation has given us some perspective on not putting your eggs in one basket. So it's time to diversify. So
yeah,
I'm okay.
And I've watched you. Yeah, and you're also doing some online tutorials for what people can do for workouts at home. Huh? I think some of us here need it. Silas, me and you can probably look at his videos and practice at home, I think.
Yeah. So my followers, one of their concerns is, because I get a lot of fitness followers, so one of their concerns is how do they stay active, and nutritional wise, what do they do, what do they eat, what do they need to avoid. So I'm guiding them on that, and basically sharing what I do on a day-to-day basis. And also speaking about diversifying, I've also taken my training services online, so I'm able to cater from the home. So I'm okay. I'll survive this.
Yeah, but I think this is actually an interesting time. It's forcing us to actually think out of the box, and like how you are now going down the online route. So maybe Jason has to do online comedy lah, and I don't know, Nadia, masterclass maybe. And by the way, Silas is also because there's one motorcyclist in the group here, which is Vishal. So Vishal, Silas is a certified BMW motorrad instructor.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So certified BMW. I've never heard of that before, but wow.
If I got it right, Silas, right? Motorrad.
Yeah.
Because that homeboy there is a Ducati rider, hence he couldn't care less about BMW thing,
All motorbikes are the same. They have different badges. That's it, and different prices.
Touche.
Yeah.
So Singapore side, man, Gerard, how are you handling this, man?
Hey, hi guys. I think Singapore is probably the second country to get hit by this. Truth be told, I'm still pretty thankful that I'm in Singapore right now. Probably one of the safest countries to be in. On the business forefront, for me, I have about 36 people on my payroll. My burn rate is about $220,000 a month.
That's Sing dollars, yeah?
Yeah, that's Sing dollars, unfortunately. But thank God for me, before they announced that we went to, in Singapore, we call it DORSCON Orange. Prior to that, a couple of days before that, I had a big project for the Singapore Air Show. So luckily that went through. But everything else after that just literally went to shit. So right now, as of yesterday, and I'm really not shy to share this with you guys. I'm looking at a revenue loss of about 2.29 mil. Because we've got about 17 shows cancelled so far, and out of those 17, 4 were big international conferences coming into Singapore. So like the Boston Consulting Group, the ITI World Symposium, those 2 added alone is about 1.5 mil. Am I upset? I guess all of us are. Everybody within the events industry, whether you're doing audiovisual, a performer, an MC, or a caterer, or a hotel, everybody has felt the impact. God knows how long this is going to go on, but what's been happening for me over the past 2-3 weeks is we've been having a lot of closed door roundtable sessions with the likes of Enterprise SG, the Singapore Tourism Board. Actually, this morning when you called me, John, I just finished the meeting with STB. So the second tranche of help from the government, basically, we're working out to see how much else we could help the industry aside to other people in other sectors as well. But yeah, I think for Singapore, because we're more or less the MICE hub of Asia, it's bad, you know. How long are we going to survive this? We all don't know. If this goes beyond, I wouldn't even say May, for some April, for some end of the month, some of the big boys are already thinking of whether they should really continue this business. So it's a sad situation we're all in. But then again, you know, you cry, laugh, or get angry. You just got to try and see how we can tie this together. What I've been doing for all my staff is sending them for upskill courses. We do an open house and put up some equipment for them to, you know, learn things which they didn't have time to do beforehand. But yeah, I think right now the worry is not so much Asia. It's more what Europe and the US can do, because they're just gone to shits as well. Yeah, but I think Vishal knows this as well. He'll share the same sentiments as me. Everybody is just, you know, thinking of what they're going to do if this thing goes on for another 3 to 6 months. Unfortunately, it might.
Yeah, exactly. That's the sentiments on the ground, that it's definitely, and especially on our, you know, across the causeway, by the time things actually come to head, it's the domino effect. The domino effect is kicking in full force, you know.
Yeah, and you know, we all got caught with our pants down. We had no time to react. So it's going to be tough, but at the same time, I think we need to try our level best to be resilient. A lot of us are business owners, and our staff actually look up to us to see how best we can manage this situation. But again, I say it's only for that certain period of time before we all go down that same road.
Can I just ask at this juncture, because I think John also is a big time events person here in Malaysia. How is it? Is your situation almost similar, different? What are the nuances?
Okay, I was actually going to come to that and answer the same way our dear friend Gerard has openly shared. I mean, Gerard is tycoon level lah. We are all Kuching all fries here, earning in ringgit. But
we show you middle finger now, but I can't.
I'm sending you.
You can always
Okay.
John, you can fill in the blank.
I'm going to send my resume to EAI AV Solutions soon. No, but jokes aside, guys, I mean, one of the reasons why I suddenly thought it'll be good to just get people like all of us here on this call. First of all, I know all of you all personally, and I know the journey that we've been going down. I'm affected by this. In the last 1 week, I've had so many event company owners, all friends of mine, calling me and asking me, John, what are you doing? How are you handling it? They are lamenting on what they are going through, because all of us have staff, we have payrolls, and we've got overheads, and our events are cancelled, at least for now, right through June. My earliest events now that I have, at least that's on paper confirmed, is June. But if the situation doesn't pick up here, that every client is asking for a special clause now, a clause that allows them to, what do we cancel? What are the repercussions of canceling if COVID-19 doesn't heal itself in time? China is pretty much saying now they've more or less taken care of it. But the wave, as the pandemic wave spreads across the world, and now that it's come so heavily into Malaysia, The first thing that went is events. Events have been shut off. Events are closed. I mean, I'm sure even Nadia, who is like the most booked female MC in Malaysia, can probably say now she has the most amount of time to go egg shopping and whatever else she does.
Egg shopping.
You know? Oh, that one side joke lah. If you go and watch her, yesterday she was egg shopping, or the day before. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, we're all definitely affected, and I don't even know what to tell my friends. You know, some of them are like, you know, do we tighten up? Do we, what do we do? You know, so to be very honest, me and fellow event company owners, maybe 10 of us who keep a close watch on each other, we're all kind of like stuck in, or we're more like in staring life on with the headlamps in our eyes, and we don't even know, are we going to become roadkill or not, you know? So Jason, the reality of it is we're all weathering the storm, but it's a very, very scary storm, you know, because we don't know where the light at the end of the tunnel is coming from, you see, because in reality, all we can do is, you know, pretty much ask for heavenly intervention. But obviously now is the best time for us to catch up with backlog, you know, because for us here in Malaysia anyways, we can't do anything, right? We can't even go out. Police are supposedly arresting people if they don't have a legit reason for being on the roads, guys. So we can't even technically leave the house. It's not a curfew per se.
It's a lockdown.
Yeah, restricted.
Yeah, there's a lot of roadblocks now. I just came back from buying my food. They are setting up roadblocks. They are doing announcements on loudspeaker, reminding people they can be arrested for up to 6 months.
Oh wow.
Yep.
But you know,
So
I think that the quicker everyone gets it in their minds that this is what we have to do to beat it, you know, the sooner that this will pass. You know, I think it's really good what the government is doing, to be honest. It may seem extreme, but if that's the way that it's got to be, then, you know, so be it.
I agree with Nadia. I think that's the best way to control, confine, and contain the situation. You lock it down, you control and you contain everything, and you eradicate everything. You know, instead of prolonging for 3, 4, 5 months, you know, I rather you do it for 1 month and you get it all out, and then you stabilize and you see your condition and you progress from there. So I'm actually very, very proud of what the Malaysian government has done, new government. So I think that is the way to go, actually. Even India also, I think yesterday just declared a lockdown, and every day in the evening, you're allowed to stand on the balcony and cheer the police, and you can ring bells and whatnot to motivate the policemen. The Indian Prime Minister really gave a speech yesterday, and you're allowed to encourage the people who are, you know, like patrolling the streets and all that. So you're allowed to stand on the balcony, ring the bells, shout, cheer, but you cannot leave the house.
So how has this affected you, Vishal?
Similarly to Gerard, same. I do audiovisual like Gerard, but of course I'm not at Gerard level. I'm here.
God.
Yeah. So
the humility of the Singaporeans is making my beard grow out, you know.
You know, look at your hair is growing out. No, but okay. But you see, the thing is, maybe in a way, like my business also, I sustain. I do. I mean, yeah, I do conferences and corporates as well, but I do a lot of weddings as well. And so, touch wood, you know, the weddings that I do are still proceeding as per normal, as per se. You know, they're not cancelled. They are minimizing the amount of people that can attend the wedding, because now there's a limit of 250 people, right? So, and all the weddings that are below 250 packs are proceeding as per normal, but so that keeps my boat afloat as of now. But at the same time, I am also doing what Gerard is doing, retraining my staff, upgrading their skills as well. And I think it's very good, because you see, every crisis is an opportunity in disguise, you know. And this has taught us a lot of things as business owners. We always take it for granted, because maybe as Singaporeans we're a bit spoiled by SME loans or the grants that the government gives, and because we are a MICE hub or an entertainment hub, you know, we have businesses. But I think this crisis has given us a platform to sit down and rethink and realign our business strategies in the next 10, 15 years, so that if it happens again, we are financially secured. You know, I think he's given a different aspect to a lot of things to everyone. And I think it's good in a way because we are more aware now, and we will be a bit more careful in the future. So, I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, you can sit down here and complain all you want, but if you don't change your mindset, there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, we are all affected, but, I just think you should have a positive outlook, and I think you guys are on the right track. So, let's see how we go here.
Just to share, I mean, you guys probably read how in Venice, the dolphins came back into the canal,
Is that
It's
true
like-
news?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
It's true.
Really? Yeah, I saw it on Facebook too. There's a crocodile swimming in Venice too. I don't know if it's true as well.
Yeah, but I guess Mother Earth is healing, right?
That's one way
Yeah,
to look.
even in China, yesterday I read the city of Wuhan or somewhere, herd of elephants has gone into a cornfield, drank all the wine, and then slept off in the tea garden with a smile on the face. So, Mother Nature is healing.
Bouncing back.
Yeah, I mean, look at the pollution index worldwide, right? It's gone down more than half. But yeah, I mean, like back to what you guys were saying, every country, every citizen needs to play their part. And you read news like yesterday, what happened in France, where these 3,500 fucking Smurfs running around.
Yes.
Oh man, it just gets your blood boiling.
What
And,
happened yesterday?
That's
What
just
happened yesterday?
they had 3,500 people in France dressed up in Smurfs just to break a world record.
Yeah.
Wow, they all get COVID-19.
Yeah, it was a Smurf party.
Yeah, and then a couple of days back, you had like 20,000 people in the UK at a Stereophonics concert. So it just gets your blood boiling.
Well, it happened in Indonesia as well, right? 2 days ago or something.
Mm.
And that was
Yeah.
another
Go
large
there.
gathering.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday they also had a Pesta Memancing fishing festival. 1,500 people showed up.
Luckily, I wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. With your pension for fishing. What's happening in Borneo though, Silas? I mean, is everybody really on a lockdown as well and adhering to it?
Well, we are in the biggest state in Malaysia, which is Sarawak. There are only 3 million people sharing this land. So it's a little bit easier to manage. A lot of people have gone home. The first few days still very typical. The first day actually all the elderly actually went to the kopitiam. The elderly actually were hanging out there. But I think this situation also raises another concern. I think most of us who are in the events and conference field, we're probably looking into the issues of mental health. And it's a big deal here in Malaysia. A lot of people no longer consider the place where they sleep as their homes, because they say home is where the heart is, and everyone's heart is outside the house. And so now, with this situation, when they have their breakfast, they still yearn to have breakfast with their mates over at the stall for laksa or kolomi or something. I think it's a big issue for our society now.
Yeah, because I'm going crazy, man, staying at home. Like, I have never in my life stayed at home like this.
Same.
Okay, I am a guy who just comes home to shower, sleep, and I'm out the door. I am losing my mind here at home. So it's like I'm about to shoot chicha with rubber bullets already, like paper bullets or whatever you call it. It's mental. So like, I mean, the whole purpose of this dialogue as well, aside from the Singaporeans where life goes on as normal, how are we handling this? Like, I mean, what are you doing at home, Nadia? I mean, without getting into details.
I mean, I just wanted to say, like, first of all, I think I think even though it's a really tough situation, I am really thankful, and I realize, especially hearing all of you and your stories, being a one-person business, you don't have, I think there's a lot less stress, a lot less weight on my shoulders, and probably Jason as well, I guess. Although you have, family, right? But I think in many ways, I can still go about this time and occupy myself and not worry about, my overheads and paying, salaries to staff, the people who are actually counting on us. And it just made me wonder, for all of you, like, after we come out of this, do you think that there will be, do you think that you'll be reevaluating just in general how businesses are run, how this whole concept of paying to be like in an expensive. I know you asked me a question, but I just thought I'd put it out there before I forget. If you have an office space and how you currently operate, with full-time employees that work 9 to 5, do you reckon moving forward you would actually re-strategize and rethink the entire business model altogether? I'm just wondering. I'm out of curiosity. But to answer the question, at the moment, I am occupying myself. Like you said, there's a lot of backlog work that I have to do. So all my admin work, all my paperwork, my taxes, all that stuff, which I usually procrastinate doing it. And it means kind of like to continue to grow. I mean, I guess the bright side is if this happened like years ago without the internet, versus now, at least there are so many platforms online. So if you wanted to pick up a new language, like I'm trying to improve my Mandarin, so I've been able to do consistent classes online. There are other things like Skillshare, which you can sign up for, which is pretty affordable. You have access, to a bunch of different classes. If you want to learn how to edit videos, if you want to do different things, it's a chance for me to explore the idea of becoming, a YouTuber, setting something up, starting small, starting now with all this time. If I wanted to pick up knitting, you might see it up there.
One second, guys.
Right.
Nadia, Gerard's got to run. Thank you, Gerard, for joining us. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. And good meeting all of you online. Take care and soldier on, man.
I hope,
Yes, sir.
I hope working with you, Gerard, in Singapore.
Take care, man. Likewise. Take care.
Look at this fella, Jason, taking advantage of the situation. Work in Singapore, huh?
I offer very competitive rates.
Cool. Take care. See you guys soon.
Comedians here, Jason. We have enough comedians here.
Okay.
Nadia, sorry.
See you.
Thanks, bro. See you. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Nadia. Go ahead.
No worries. Yeah, that was in a nutshell. Yeah.
Jason, are you okay, bro? You're standing up,
What
giving
I've
us
been
free
doing.
show all.
Yeah.
No, because my laptop was running out of juice, so I had to plug it in.
I thought I heard a dog, and I thought your baby entered the room or something, lah.
Sorry, go on. No, I was listening to Nadia. Go on.
Yeah. I'm glad you're wearing clothes, lah, Jason. That's all I can say.
Sorry, Nadia, we had to focus my attention on this.
To your imagination, John.
And Nadia is giving us a serious talk. Jason, you don't understand how distracting that was. Okay, Nadia is talking about life, and you are standing there, and we are trying to focus on whether you're wearing your bloody pants.
No, my laptop. I had to plug in my laptop.
Yeah, dude, but yeah, okay. Anyway.
Okay, Instagram appreciates it. Do that one more time for the gram, Jason.
Oh, an idiot, lah, dude. That's why you need a comedian in the building, lah. You gotta have a. I tell you. No, but Nadia, you brought up a very vital point, and I think I speak on behalf of all business owners. I think that's the reality of all that's happening, and the reality of I'm going to use this word where it's having the rug pulled out from under us. Because my business turns 20 this year, and when SARS hit us, I was an infant in the business. The internet was barely online. There was no YouTube. There was no social media in 2003. So I have never experienced anything like this. And I'm sure, Silas, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've had a business as long as I've had, about there, I think so. Because we're both...
I'm younger, 15.
Okay, but the thing is, we come from the same time. We're the same age, dude. So don't pretend you're not younger.
Yeah.
This monkey is the same age as me, and we're the same month as well. And we have a lot of similarities. He also MCs. He also owns an event company. Anyways, long story short, I mean, this pandemic has really opened my eyes. And to be honest, I'm still learning every day. I'm still dealing with these issues that you brought up as well, Nadia. And I think the biggest learning for me when this dies down, or when I come out of this, as much as I'm going to come out fighting, is would I do some other things, or would I do something a different way? Would I approach my business module a different way? Will I put some new business practices into play? Yes, most definitely. And I think a lot of us, our eyes are being opened, especially for us small, medium enterprises, small business owners. I think I think we're the ones who are being affected the most by this. I stand corrected. I mean, everyone, a freelancer, all of us who are in the gig economy, because as event company owners, we are also gig economy employees because we wait for the next event, right? We don't know, we don't have confirmed gigs. We don't have confirmed events. You know, it's always it's a pitch and we go in and you win the job and then we book all of you guys, Nadia and things like that. So, I mean, I think everyone here except for Silas, I've had a chance to work with. So it's easy enough for me to say that. But yeah, so I think the learning here is on a daily basis, I'm still learning. And one of the reasons I called for this online dialogue was just to hear how you guys are handling the situation. How is your mental state of mind? Because in reality, as we are stuck at home, this really becomes it's a mental warfare. It's more mind over matter than anything else. I mean, if we open the news, all we are reading, I mean, as much as we want to keep up with what's going on, but the reality of it is too much of that, and you're going to end up just banging your head on the wall and feeling pretty sorry for yourself and your business and your overheads and the mouths that you have to feed. At least I speak on behalf of a business owner, right? And I think every one of us is very, very worried. But I think as Vishal pointed out, I think what the government is doing, and as quickly as we can heal ourselves as a nation and rid ourselves of the danger of this pandemic, then I think we're all going to bounce back stronger and leaner. In fact, I mean, I witnessed this in Tesco as well, like just, people sharing, oh, look who just weighed in, heavyweight champion of the world. Russell Curtis.
What's up, RC?
Your penalties, you gotta sing some Boys to Men. I'm kidding.
Bro, your grandfather's dialogue, is it? I said 12 o'clock, not 12:45, Hey, I can't hear you, dude. Can't hear you. We can't hear you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Russell Curtis, a very rowdy gentleman, as you can tell, has just rocked up online. But bro, your audio is not working, and your face is filling up the cam. Jason's not the only funny guy here, okay? Russell, somebody's gonna get hurt real bad tonight.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you, homie.
Okay, but Jason is funny, haha. You are funny like food smells bad.
Oh, burn, mofo, burn.
Guys,
thanks for joining.
It feels like a lifetime ago when myself and Russell were in Bangkok watching Dave Chappelle. Those were good times, man.
Bro,
That was
my wife kept telling me, don't go. Have you heard of this Wuhan virus and all this, right? And I was thinking, what rubbish is this? And look at where we are now.
Lockdown, baby.
Crazy, right?
Anyway, we're talking about how we handling this. How are you handling this, Russell?
A lot of Google Hangout sessions, drinking at home. I'm going out of my mind.
Life goes on.
Monopoly, Scrabble.
Bro, I will watch a live stream of you performing, man. I watched you live a couple of times. You're awesome.
Thanks, man.
Honestly, Russell, I'm telling you this, homie. I mean, just watching you and your posts for the last, 10 days, this dude can probably make more money as a comedian, man, than as a singer and a songwriter. Dude, you're funny as hell, man. You're very, very witty.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's going to give you, Jason, and your boys a run for your money, this fat fella here.
And I've also watched John try and do stand-up.
Thanks to you, Eddie Monkey. Oh, no, that was Kavin.
Yeah,
you. That was you. Yeah.
And as a professional stand-up comedian, I can say that, John, if you take comedy seriously, you go very far in the events industry.
Look at that. Look at how he did that. Monkey.
That kind of
Yeah, there's a reason we stick to what we do best, So maybe medicine ain't your thing, Jason. Stick to the comedy, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Please hire me, John. Thank you,
So, Russell, I mean, coming back to what we've been discussing, I mean, how have you been affected besides being bored out of your hat,
Basically, like we had a whole first quarter of programs planned that has now come to a grinding halt, And a lot of people have been engaged. There were shows like we had Melissa Indot was supposed to do a George Michael tribute this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's off. Like the whole month of shows have been cancelled. My own shows personally, the ones that were planned went ahead.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just everything has come to a grinding halt, and there's salaries to be paid, there's rent to be paid,
Yeah.
and it's, you know what, I'm sure a lot of us will get through this with all the bruises and scrapes and whatever, but my concern is more for those who won't, because I was
Yeah.
talking to some people. You know, have our own places that we frequent, like our favorite mama, our favorite nasi lemak lady, and all that. And to them, you can tell the look on their face is like genuine worry. You know, like, oh, tak tahu lah, ini bulan sewa, tak tahu lah, gaji semua tak tahu lah. It's I know it's a very necessary thing, this restricted movement thing, but it still sucks lah.
That's why, if our government was more responsible, in tandem with the lockdown, they should have announced like some sort of packages where, banks defer loan payments for mortgages, stimulus packages to give actual cash to the people who are suffering the most. Like what they're doing, I think, in the more developed countries, where they make sure that you don't have to lose so much money in the short period of time, which is very important, because if all these people lose their source of income, they go bankrupt, it'll wreak even more havoc on the system.
I think the problem here is we are very reactionary. We are always like, something happens and then everyone scrambles to do something. Even this whole restricted movement rule that has been passed also, it's been executed quite poorly lah, I have to say.
Yeah.
You know?
And if I may share a perspective, actually, I feel that our Ministry of Health actually was doing a very, very good job. The Malaysian Ministry of Health was ahead of the curve. They were very well prepared, and they contained it quite effectively. However, when there was that, unfortunately, the Lanka Sheraton, the period of time in which the coup was attempted, there was a short period of time where we didn't have a working government, as in no cabinet, and it was during that time that things became lax, and then now we have the second wave, which is a jump from 23 cases to about near to 1,000. So I put some blame on the politicians who decided to engineer a coup in the middle of a crisis.
I totally agree. They very clearly showed that while they preach that, it's rakyat first, they put politics first lah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely disastrous, and there are actual tangible consequences where people lose their lives, and it's very sad, because they undo the good work of the Ministry of Health. And I know that the Ministry of Health, despite not enough funding or resources, they have done excellent. Remember, there's one point where we were like the best prepared nation for COVID-19. There was a news report that said we were one of the best, and now we're in lockdown.
Yeah. All right. Well, I tell you what, guys. I mean, I think I've taken up enough time of your own. Russell, I'll do a one-on-one with you later, dude, because I think we can talk till the cows come home, and there's enough of you to spew forth. In fact, Jason, when you got time, me, you, and Russell will do a round robin, I'll moderate, and we'll do a face-off. We'll do an online face-off from one heavyweight to another. Jiu-Jitsu versus heavyweight champion of the world, comedy, round one.
Okay, since you're signing off, I think like all this that we're talking about so far, there's no point in dwelling on what happened. Now, more than ever, just drive that message home, stay home. We want this to end in the stipulated 14 days. Let's stay home. Tell anybody you know, stay home. And hopefully 31st, we can all go back and try and salvage what we can lah.
That's why yesterday I saw the best marketing post ever by Nirvana. Stay home or stay in Nirvana.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was the best one yet. Nobody can outdo that. They capitalized. I can't hear you, Vishal.
Okay, anyway, I've got to go, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. I mean, if anybody else needs to log off, just feel free to log off, and we'll just wind things up. But Prabha, you have anything to add on, dude?
From my side, nothing much. I guess I'll just cater to whatever my followers are wanting.
Yeah, but from a fitness and even from a food standpoint, how can we eat healthy instead of becoming fat fools in 2 weeks,
Basically, what happens during this kind of lockdown is our physical activity goes down. So, like for instance, yesterday I only had one meal. So,
Whoa.
yeah. So because there's no point in eating so much when there's no physical movement, you know. So, yeah,
Silas, take notes, huh? We take notes, Silas.
John, what do you?
I have
what do
one
you?
meal
What,
and 3 beers a day. That's it. Yeah, just
Sorry?
3 beers. 1 meal and 3 beers. That's it.
1 meal and 3 beers. No, but Prabha, seriously. So, I mean, what else can anyone do to? Okay, so cutting down meals is one, but what else can we do, lah?
exercising at home. So, I mean, like I live in a room. I don't even live in a house.
Yeah.
You know. So I live in a room. So I use my rooftop as a place to train myself.
Yep.
So what I'm doing is I'm sharing tips and ways to one can just train just using their body weights. So that will get people moving a little bit and feel not so cooped up in this kind of environment.
Okay.
So and also having a like Nadia said, having a routine set and sticking to the routine helps. Like I still get up at 6, I still get up at 5 and do my thing. Also, although I don't go to work, so that helps.
You're making me look bad, bro.
But Prabha, you've got these videos that you do your routines online as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think I can also share it with the rest of us here and also share it with the others because I think this is where I mean, as much as we think we know what we're doing, but sometimes we don't, and that's why we've got professionals like you to cater for that, So for Russell, Prabha is a professional fitness trainer. What he does is he coaches people, he trains people, and he's basically taken his body.
Sorry, I'm just not afraid of this monkey. Dude.
Oh, your cat. Cat. Okay, cat came in. So anyways, so Prabha can cut your body from flab to fat, PHAT. Yeah.
Fat's the new black, baby.
Oh boy. Vishal, what else you want to weigh in, man? Anything you want to weigh in from Singapore side?
Nothing, man. I mean, I think Gerard and I have shared our perspective. So, I think the situation is more or less for everyone the same, except less we're not in a lockdown as yet. Which I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing because our cases are not seem to be decreasing. So I think it's a matter of time that we might follow your footsteps, So
They're still there. They're still there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got nothing else to add. So I'm just a bit distracted by Nadia.
Nadia and her cat, or whatever it is. Silas, so I mean, weigh in on this, man. I mean, what else has been going on in your mind in all that's going on amidst all this brouhaha?
Well, for me personally, I've had all my plans cancelled. I'm supposed to be in South America for a 3-week ride through the Atacama Desert and Patagonia. And so I was really resisting cancelling a lot of my trips. And my home minister has been texting me and telling me, hey, you got to cancel this stuff. And so the situation has taken over and made the decision for me. So right now in this situation, it seems as though I'm no longer in control. But that's also a good thing because I think for us as entrepreneurs, I think all of us are entrepreneurs, whether we own a business or not. We need to take time out to rest. And it's when we rest that we can recover physically and mentally. And after some time of resting, I think we need to get active again and start planning how we can make the best of our time. In the case of Malaysians, we're going through a lockdown. It means we can't go out there. We can't dance our way through. We can't hit the gym or anything. I can't train on my motorcycle at the training ground, but I can still practice in my house compound. I can't make excuses. So the first thing is to stay healthy and to stay alive in a healthy way. The second thing is to actually, besides resting, to start reinventing ourselves. I think what VJ and Gerard said earlier on about sending their staff for training is a very good thing. But now that we have a lockdown, we can't actually physically attend training. So what we need to do is encourage our team members to go for their own self-training, or for freelancers, maybe this is now time to reinvent yourself. Don't settle for less. Don't say, hey, the government should do this and that. That's too late. We can't rely on others. And maybe that's why you're a freelancer. You don't want to rely on others. For business operators like ourselves, we need to rethink how we want to run our business. It's not just about cutting operational costs. It's also how to be more efficient. Maybe one day we will achieve a scenario where all event companies will be down to maybe just three full-time personnel, and maybe 200 staff from around the world who freelance and they work with us because they believe in our principles on a job-to-job basis. And maybe that's the future of events and communications. And why not?
Yeah, that's powerful. I mean, I think Vishal, you and me understand what he's saying there. I think that could very well make sense, actually. I mean, a lot of people operate that way already as it is, you know. So yeah, Nadia, anything to weigh in?
Yeah, I mean, it just got me thinking, like, I saw someone post this yesterday on Instagram, and based on what you mentioned earlier, Russell, you know, I mean, I think given this situation, we've all been impacted, but we all still have a roof over our heads, you know, we still can put food on the table. But it got me thinking, like, what can we do? Like, if you have savings for yourself, obviously look after yourself first. But, you know, what we can do for people who really need help. And I was just thinking, you know, like Russell or even Prabha for your workouts, right? Like, if you were to do like a live stream on Instagram and say, you know, you still make money, say like 50% of those proceeds will all go towards people who need it. So find a charity to support, find people who need help to support, and, you know, a portion of those funds can go towards people who really, really need it. And on that same token, you know, if you still need that income, it's still a way to make some money. And I was thinking, I don't know whether any of you guys are landlords, but you know, when you're talking about rent and whether people can make rent, like, this is the time, if you're in a position to do so, and if you have properties where you're renting out to people, like taking that onto yourself if you're able to do it, and waiver those fees for the next 2 months or whatever, like that will go such a long way to helping another person, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's just got me thinking about how we can do stuff, and I'm trying to think like what kind of service I can offer online. I was thinking of like English lessons for free, or like for a nominal fee, and putting that money towards people who really need it. So yeah, I mean, it just made me think about people who really are struggling at this point.
Russell?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think now more never, just be kind, lah. You know.
Yeah.
If you charge like a nominal fee, Russell, like $10 a song, I'll pay that money, and then, you know, can contribute some of that to whoever needs it.
Okay, so I've actually been thinking, I've been talking to a few other collaborators about doing something like this.
Yeah.
The thing is, we don't know how to charge that fee.
Yeah.
So I was asking someone, like, is there a stream where like a pay-per-view kind of thing?
Yeah.
You know, and there are a few options on the table, but I don't know. I'm just going to make it like a general call to action. Like, if there's someone in your area near you who you can go out and like do, you know, check in on them, do a kind deed, leave it open lah to anyone, instead of channeling the funds to, because I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do a stream and have people like wire like $10, you know, and then we can show all the proceeds, like be very transparent about it, and then I don't know how to do that. That's the thing.
Yeah. I think there are platforms. Yeah. I'll have to do some research as well. But I saw someone, I think there is a platform, there was someone in Singapore who posted it, who signed themselves up for it. And so, you know, you can go onto that platform, the money goes into that platform and is redistributed. But yeah, I need to find out how they did it.
Yeah. All those
so
platforms.
Find out how they do it. Because I have like other musicians, comics who'll be more than happy to, and we can even like we can shoot this together. You know, if it's something anyone wants to, that's the only part of it that I have not figured out yet.
Yeah.
But the content we have anytime.
I'll help you check onto that, Russell, because I know most of the platforms, if not all of them, currently are very American centric. Because a lot of people are doing that. Even Trevor Noah is doing that. Jimmy Fallon. Every day now, they're all streaming their daily shows from home, and they are fundraising, they are crowdfunding from home. So Trevor Noah, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, sorry, they are doing it from their homes, and they are raising funds while they stream their show from home. So obviously, American platforms is super easy. But I think you could be onto something. I think if you and you said some of the fellow comics, because I think as people sit at home and do bugger all, why not, right? For you guys who have that gift of that particular talent, entertainers from your living rooms, you know.
Yeah.
And we can raise something and see where a real need is. Like even in my little condo neighborhood, they've started something to help single mothers and older folks who need help to go and do grocery runs and things like that, which I think is okay lah. You know, I mean, it's still something nice within our little community. You see?
Yeah, I mean, there's no deed that's too small. You know, it all adds up.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. I just wanted to spur some thought processes here, and I wanted to get people from different, slightly different backgrounds just to hear our points of view. So I think we've gotten something solid. Russell, I'll do something with you later, lah.
Man.
A separate one, maybe try to get Jason Leong on board as well. But thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Give me more than 10 minutes lead time, lah, please.
Appreciate your time, everyone. Thank you. I'll actually upload this video and you guys can share it as well. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys, and have
problem.
a healthy
Take care,
I wish you all the best. I hope it ends well for you guys. And on the 31st, I see you guys partying it up. All right. I'll have a Guinness on your behalf on the 31st.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.